how are you everybody who is watching this video? My name is Olenjolain from United Republic of Tanzania. I would like to welcome you onto Tanzania Online Advanced Secondary School in square bracket OLENJOLAIM. It's an online school where we are teaching advanced students who are doing mathematics and advanced science. We call them advanced physics. We are teaching advanced physics from 5, advanced physics from 6, advanced chemistry from 5, advanced chemistry from 6, advanced mathematics from 5, advanced mathematics from 6, basic applied mathematics and from 5, and basic applied mathematics from 6. Right? So I would like just to remind you quickly about the visions that we have in these online schools, because that's very important. I will be repeating that often, so don't get discouraged, don't be disappointed about that. The main visions of this advanced secondary school education is not to teach students to pass exam. That's one of our specific objectives. For those who know about the main objective and specific objectives, they understand what am I saying. Even if that you don't understand, when I'll be teaching you about this topic of physics, I'll mention our specific objective that the syllabus of advanced physics for the advanced secondary school educations in Tanzania just recommend or mention or state to the students in order to achieve at the end of that subtopic. So the main visions of this online school, we want to prepare or to be a part of preparing and training students and teaching students in order to teaching students how they can take their classroom instructions or classroom learning or classroom knowledge and solve the real life problems, whether 1 or 2 or 3 or 4. And we don't have even a large scales. We are happy to see even our students that are solving problems in a street, in just their street. And even people, they will notice that, yes, this student has gone to school with success, because he came back and solved our own problem, right? And also you'll be training your community that, yes, it is possible to go to school and take the knowledge that you've learned in the school and solve the actual problem. Again, in this program, we are going to teach students how to think about deployment rather than employment. Well, this is not a good moment for me to go into too much details about that, but bear that in your mind. So we'll be teaching you how to think it differently. Again, OLENJOLAI does not know everything. I'm not a perfect man, right? So I just know small portions of advanced physics, but I'm ready to teach other people, present and future generations, what I know. Make sure that you subscribe, you follow the procedures that I've explained in session 00. Before you watch this session 01, make sure that you watch session 00 when I've explained in detail about what the vision, what problems I'm solving, how are we going to solve, and the departments that we have. So you have a lot of information there. So right now, I would like to take you directly to cover what it is written on the blackboard. So let's now bring to this specific video or lecture session. We have our YouTube channels that called Tanzania Online, A-Level, Secondary School, or Seki School. This is Seki School, in square bracket OLENJOLAIM. This is, it's a worldwide YouTube channels. We used to upload many videos of advanced secondary topics in physics, in chemistry, in BAM, and also in mathematics. So even session 001, the general introductions of physics for Form 5 and Form 6 is still in this YouTube channel, and I would like to insist you to watch it several times until the information that I've declared is written in your mind. Make sure that if you are faithful, make sure that you watch. It's just like it's a video for not less than an hour. It's more than an hour, possibly. Don't remember that the time that I spent. Okay? So again, here in the blackboard we have departments of advanced physics. Subject is advanced physics. The main topic I'm going to teach you is electrostatic. This is for the Form 5 or Class 13. And then today I want to teach you the sessions called General Introductions of Electrostatic. And in case you feel from your heart you want to offer God free willing offering, or we call it a fellowship offering, to thank God for what I'm doing to you. Really, you can use that telephone number to send your thanksgiving. Well enough, because this is the first session. Let us go to the business. Okay, so we say that one of the reference, we say that according to the syllabus, we are starting now the session because we don't have any quick review. To the syllabus of, so we have to write from here, of advanced physics. Advanced physics, right? For advanced secondary school. Advanced secondary school. Schools, Form 5, advanced secondary schools, Form 5 to Form 6 of what? Of Tanzania. I say you have to start writing on what I'm writing of Tanzania. Okay? Then we say that there are four main topics of advanced physics for the Form 5. For the Form 5. And these are, first one is called mechanics. I'm looking, where do we get electrostatic? So mechanics itself, it has 11 topics. That's why we call it is a main topic, because itself, it has 11 topics that you have to cover. And you like us to say that all the 11 topics of mechanics is more than 50% of the syllabus of the Form 5. So if you are not competent in mechanics, my beloved sister, my beloved brother, please go first there. 10. Because this contains, so you find question in paper 1, in paper 2, in paper 3 of advanced physics. The second topic is called the heat. Heat itself is a main topic also. It has 3 topics. Right? It has 3 topics. And then itself, it will appear in advanced certificate, because our final exam is called Advanced Certificate Secondary Education, Advanced Certificate Paper 1 and 3. Then the third one is called the vibrations and the wave. Vibrations and wave. Say vibrations and wave. Vibrations and waves. That's another topic. Okay. So vibrations and waves. And itself chapter 1, 2, 3, 4. Just four topics. 4, 5. Itself, according to the syllabus, it has 5 topics. And questions appear in Advanced Certificate Secondary Education Examination, paper 2. Only paper 2. Then we got the last main topic, which is called the electrostatic, and some of the books, they call it static electricity. Electrostatics or static electricity. Itself, according to the syllabus, it is stated that it has 3 main topics, but according to what you have to cover, it has 4 topics. So we add the first topic, which is general introductions of electrostatic. It's not mentioned in the syllabus, but we cannot learn the other 3 topics without learning about it, the general introduction of electrostatic. So also this one, it appear in advanced certificate secondary education examination. Yes, paper 2, possibly. I'm not sure, but it's paper 2. But it won't appear in paper 3. Okay. So this is the big picture of physics for the Form 5. So this is physics for Roti for the Form 5 according to the new syllabus. So when you are taking these classes with me, I insist you to have at least 3 reference books. The first one, the syllabus book. Right? This is the syllabus book. I want to remind you, you should have it beside of you. In case you don't have, go to the descriptions. You can order this syllabus book or its copy, and we can ship it to you in any school and in any regions of United Republic of Tanzania. Another, you should have a textbook. This is physics, we call it the Principles of Physics by V.K. Mehta and Roy Mehta, but the publishers are Eschand's company. So this is the one of the reference book. However, that Chand 1, we have for the class 11s and class 12. So class 12 is the one that containing electrostatics. This is the example of reference textbook. If you go to session 00, I mentioned more than 10 reference textbook for advanced physics. And then the other book is question and answers books, for example, past papers or review. You should have them. They should be nearby you. They should surround you when you are taking these sessions. Well, so the second thing which I want to present to you, we say that subtopics of what? Of electrostatic. So electrostatic is the main topic of electrostatic. And this is, I would like to start with according to what? According to the syllabus of what? Of advanced physics. Of advanced of ADV physics. So according to the syllabus of advanced physics in the United Republic of Tanzania, which is used across all the 71 regions, the topic of electrostatic, it has been mentioned in page 28 to page 30. So let me bring this one near to the camera so you can see. So you see, this is 7.0 electrostatic. The first one is called the electric field. Second subtopic is called electric potential and capacitance. So we say that there are only 3 subtopics. However, that I told you that in my lessons I will add the 4th one, which is the fundament of all the 3 subtopics. The first one is called the electric field. So electric field. So you're going to teach about the electric field. Okay? The second subtopic is called the electric potential. Electric potential. Okay? The last one is called the capacitance. It's called capacitance. So those are 3. They call them, in syllabus they call them subtopics. But according to how we have to learn them, so we have to teach you, those are not subtopics, those are topics. So each of them is a topic. Because for example, you might find for you to be competent in this one, you need to solve at least 30 examples or 30 problems. 30 problems. So 30 problems means that that's the topic. It's no longer according to the advanced study. So according to me, this is according to me, right? According to me, the way I've designed my session or I've designed the lectures or the content of this topic according to Olenjolain, then we say that I'm going to teach you 3 or 4, okay? There are 4 topics of main topic of electrostatic. I won't leave anything which has been mentioned in the syllabus. I will take you further from what the syllabus has said without even confusing. Okay? So we say that there are 4. We say that there are 4 topics of electrostatic. The first one, I call it the general. So the first one, I call it. So get prepared to enjoy the beauty of physics. So you see, electrostatic is the last main topic in advanced physics of the Form 5. So the first one, the one that I will add, and I have to teach you to understand the 3 topics. It's called the general introduction, right? General introduction of electrostatic. Electrostatic, not 4, excuse me, I remembered now. 5. Okay, that's the first one. The second topic that I'm going to teach you, I will teach you about electric force. Electric force, another topic that's called electric force between what? Between charges. So before we teach you about electric field strength, so electric field, for example, we have to teach you first the force existing in what? Between 2 charges. The force existing between them. Okay. Then now I will take you to the third topic, which I'll teach about the electric field. This is being called the electric field, but we call it electric field strength. Okay? And then the first one, we are going to teach about the electric potential. Electric potential. The electric potential. Okay? Electric potential. And the last one, we are going to teach about capacitance and capacitance. Just you call it capacitance, or in some of the books, this topic is called capacitance. However, that will be learning to in a great extent about capacitance. Well, so those are the subtopics or topics of the main topic of electrostatic. Get prepared. We are going to solve more than 40 examples for us to cover electrostatic. At least 40 examples. I will guide you step by step. Okay, after the third thing that I want to introduce to you in this little introduction, okay, we call it, I want to explain to you the specific objectives. The specific objectives of, what are the specific objectives that have to be achieved when you are learning of each subtopic, or each subtopic, let's say, because the syllabus calls subtopic, don't have a battle of how they call it, subtopic. Have a battle of what does it contain. Subtopic, so 40 of electrostatics, statics, according to the syllabus. I want to mention the specific objective syllabus for my two topics. Syllabus, okay? Syllabus of advanced physics. Advanced physics for advanced secondary education. So I'll mention the specific objective in each subtopic. So let us start with the first one. It's called the electric field. Electric field. We want to know its specific objective at Tanzania Institute of Education lay out for students to achieve them at the end of what? At the end of the subtopic of dirty is electric field. Electric field. So this is the electric field. Okay. So the first subtopic, which is the electric field, there are 3 specific objectives that the students has to meet. When I say that specific objectives, this has been written in your syllabus. I want just to present this information so that you can go through. So you see that you can read that these are specific objectives, right? So specific objective. The first one, you see that by the end of this subtopic, the student should be able to describe the Coulomb's law. Okay? So I quote. When I say specific objective, I say I'm going to quote. Okay? So you say that the first specific, you say that generally, by the end of what? Of this subtopic. Which subtopic? Electric field is electric field. Subtopic. The student should be able to the student should be able, you student who is learning electrostatic with me right now, you should be able to describe first of all the Coulomb or Coulomb's law. That is the first specific objective. The student should be able to describe the Coulomb's law. And I want to tell you that we are going to cover Coulomb's law in its detail in the second topic of 40, electric force between the charges, because the Coulomb's law is mainly explaining the force of repulsions or attractions between two charges. Right? But the first one. The second, so there are 3 specific objectives. The second one, we leave the blank. Why do we leave the blank? We want active students, and this is the active learning program, or active learning advanced secondary school. So we want students to be active, so students has to feel what? The second specific objective, himself or herself. So you have to feel yourself, you have to feel there. So you should have this syllabus book on your hand, and then you feel, you just copy. Okay? No correction. Don't expect that I will mention the corrections later. No. So you have to feel to make you active, because so you can copy everything and then so you remain lazy. You don't need lazy students. In case you don't have this book, you can order it, because we want to make sure that our students, they have syllabus in their hands so that they can enjoy the beauty of advanced physics. Also, the student should be able to describe. Student should be able to describe. Should be able not to describe. Excuse me. Students should be able to derive. Should be able to derive electric field intensity. Electric field intensity for simple symmetrical charge distribution. Simple symmetrical. The student should be able to derive, you should be able to derive electric intensity for simple symmetrical charge distribution. You know that? If you don't know, stay connected. I'm going to help you, teach you how to derive that electric field distribution. So those are the three specific objectives that the students has to achieve at the end of the topic called the electric field, or we as physicists we call it the electric field strengths. Okay, so then we got the third subtopic according to the syllabus, but this is the first topic according to me is called the electric potential. Possibly you get surprised when you joined with our online advanced secondary school, and you find that we always begin with syllabus books, while your teachers, they don't begin the syllabus book. Don't complain upon them. That's why God has sent me in my life to tell you about this fact. It's electric potential. So when you hear the word electric potential, the only new vocabulary for you is the entire word electric potential. But you have the word electric during your ordinary secondary education, but also you have a terminology called potential in gravitation. So you have to recall what we discussed there, what I taught you there before you come to electrostatic, because possibly you might get confused. So you have gravitational potential. We have gravitational potential energy, right? So we have gravitational, we have gravitational field strengths. All of those phenomena, we are going to repeat them in this topic. So let me cut. Also, it has three specific objectives. So we said by the end of this topic, so I'm cutting what the syllabus, new syllabus stated. By the end of this subtopic, the student, you who is watching this video, should be able to I will always mention the first one, to explain the concept, the concept of electric potential. Concept of electric potential. So you should be able to explain the concept of electric potential. B, I leave the blank. You should have a syllabus book at your hand. You open, I mentioned even the table, the page number, so you know where you get to the topic of electrostatic. You look the subtopic of electric potential, then you fill the blank. At least you did the work, because what is work? And then C, they said the specific objective will be that the student should be able to analyze the motion of a charged particle in a uniform electric field. Those are the three specific objectives that the students has to achieve at the end of that from electric potential. So let me say this, the end of quote. I didn't end also. Let me end the quote. Those are the three specific objectives that a good student who loves electrostatic and who loves advanced physics has to meet at the end of this subtopic of electrical potential. Then let us go to the last subtopic or last topic, which is capacitance. Capacitance, very important. When we say about capacitance, we are talking about capacitors. And many electrical devices contains many capacitors, right? For instance, that this smartphone contains millions of tin capacitors. Those capacitors, we discuss them in form of what? In form of capacitance. So this is one of the longest topic. Even the syllabus is stated because there are 5 specific objectives that the students has to achieve at the end of this topic. Okay? So let me cut. By the end of this subtopic, which subtopic? By the end of this subtopic, the student should be able to the student should be able to identify I like this, identify the types. When I'll be teaching you this topic, I will show you, because good news that according to God's will, I'm also, or He has called me and He has given me His vision in electronics engineering, electrical engineering, biomedical engineering, telecommunication engineering, computer engineering, and computer programming. So in electronics, we have a special study of discrete, or we call it discrete. These are discrete. This is called passive components, basically passive components: resistor, capacitor, and inductor. So I have many types and examples of capacitors. So we say that identify the types of capacitors. So I will teach you how you can identify of capacitors, right? And then I will show you them. For those that I will have it. Interesting? So keep on waiting and stay connected. I will show you those types of capacitors, because for you know about paper capacitor, whatever, I know that you can have ABCD, but sometimes it's difficult to classify them in that term. So I will bring you the physical capacitors. Possibly I might have the second phase of Tanzania online advanced secondary schools, which are possibly, you can even change the name, when we are going to teach practical physics. Means we teach, we demonstrate. We teach, we demonstrate. That might be the second phase some years later. That's what is still in my mind. So for instance, if you are talking about capacitors, I can even prepare an experiment to show you how do they store charges, right? But because this is theoretical and whatever, I don't think that if you'll have a good chance at this time, but keep on praying for that. Possibly your children might be enjoying this stuff. So, leave the blank, the students has to fill it. Okay? Then C. Means the set specific objective that the students has to achieve at the end of covering the topic of capacitance. To deduce, the student should be to deduce. Effective should be able to deduce effective. Let me write clearly. Effective capacitance. Effective capacitance. When you say effective, it means total capacitance. Effective capacitance for series and D for series and the parallel for series and parallel capacitors. Series and parallelity capacitors. That the set specific objective. You should be able to deduce, not to claim, to deduce, to derive the effective capacitance for series and parallel capacitors. And I gave you a promise that I will show you capacitors. So in case I forget, you remind me in the comment sections. Yeah, because it's beautiful. Capacitors really, they are doing great job in this world. For example, if you know the power bank, we should use them to just for charging. It depends. It can be a lithium battery that you use the inside or a capacitor. So a capacitor can store charge and sometimes billions of charges. For example, we have electric generators, we call electrostatic generators. They can provide 10 exponent 60 volt. So it means that 1 million volt, right? So how many kilovolts are there? If you, this is 1 million volt, right? So 1 million volt. Okay? 1 million volt. Yes, just like this one. So it is 1,000 kilovolt. Okay, so that is the set specific objective. Then we have the fourth specific objective. We leave it for students to fill the blank. And then we have the set specific, the fifth specific objective, that the students, you who is learning electrostatic with me, the students should be able to investigate charging. The students should be able to investigate charging and discharging, right? Charging and discharging of what? Of a capacitor. Charging and discharging of what? Of a capacitor. So that is the last specific objective. You should be able to investigate charging and discharging of the capacitor. We have a lot of things about charging. I'm going to teach you a lot of things about discharging of the capacitor. Charging of the capacitor, can I give you the scenario, the simple scenario? For instance, I told you that your phone contains millions, billions of capacitors. Either surface mount, most of them, I think all of them are surface mounting capacitors. Through holes are few, right? So if they contain millions of the capacitors, what do those capacitors do? The large percentage of them is to store charge. So in order for a capacitor to store charge, it has to be charged. So that process of charging a capacitor, we call it charging a capacitor. It means that a capacitor is gaining what? Electrons, right? It's gaining charge. And then discharging, now the capacitor is providing charge. Is using the charges being stored in it. Right? So I will show you supercapacitor. We have supercapacitor, we have ceramic capacitor, we have paper capacitor, we have different types of the capacitors. We have, as I say, that we have electrolytic capacitor. So you have different practical I will mention, I will show you, I can explain to you that way are we using in real life, so that I believe possibly in a near future, you can even use a capacitor to solve real life problems in your community. Hopeful? You think so? You show me, right? I will keep praying that I should be alive and you should be alive, so you call me and show me that, sir, I'm solving a problem, so it's the capacitor that you taught me. Okay, so the prerequisite of electrostatic. What it means of prerequisite? It means you should have what is required for you to know, or what should you review in advance, because possibly you forgot. The prerequisite of this topic is a topic called the static electricity, that you covered when you'll be learning physics for the foreman. It's a foreman. Is that foreman or form 2? I don't remember. Between there. Foreman or form 2. It's not form 3 or form 4, I'm sure about that. Because for form 3 you have current electricity. Okay, form 2. Okay, so one of my friend here is saying that form 2. So static electricity. So you have to remember about your like charges, how, so there's a lot of information. However, that in the first topic of the general introductions of electrostatic, we are going to touch, we are going just to do a quick review, and then we take you onto the new world of the second topic of 40, the electric force, right? So we are going to do a lot of things. We might solve more than 40 problems to cover the entire electrostatic, more than. So if I solve, for instance, 40 examples, you have also to find your new 40 examples away from mine and solve them. And you should keep them in your mind. Don't think that you'll be confused. You'll be okay. And because God has given you intelligence, and it has been in vacation for a long time. I've been using a small percentage of it. Another thing which I want to tell you in advance, one of area of physics that I apply away from teaching, means I apply in another perspective of life, or solving real life problems, okay, is in this topic of electrostatic and current electricity and electronics. So, what I want to tell you in advance, possibly your future or your vision, you see, really is relying on physics. Because if you have vision in engineering, any course of engineering, whether mechanics, whether biomedical, you're gonna find the applications of physics. Because what is engineering? In simple context, engineering is purposeful use of science. And engineering is full of physics, chemistry, mathematics, biology, for example, for biomedical engineering, etc., etc. So in case that you find that the vision that God has hidden in you relies on physics, I want to tell you that everything that I'm going to teach you in this Tanzania online advanced secondary schools is applicable in real life. That's one. Number two, when I will be teaching you about these static issues or electrostatic issues, keep this information. When you go the next level of diploma in engineering or scientific courses, you are going to learn this stuff, or you are going to see the applications, the special applications of this stuff. For example, you'll be learning about electrical engineering, you'll be learning about computer engineering, you'll be learning about telecommunication engineering, biomedical engineering, you'll be learning about electronics engineering. So, any field related with electricity, you are going to find this stuff. So, once you have accomplished your studies, keep them. And when you are listening me, when I'll be teaching you, listen widely and keep this information for the rest of your life. Because we don't want to teach you and then end on passing exam. We want to teach you and see that you are solving real life problems, right? So that's a piece of information. When I was learning electrostatic during my advanced studies, nobody has told me that I'm going to apply, or I'm going to meet with this concept in the next higher level, that's undergraduate level. So I was very hungry. I was very angry because my teachers didn't tell me. Because if they could told me, I could study with a big picture that, yeah, So this is, I'm preparing now my future, and this content will be essential. But I thank God, but because also, however, they didn't tell me, but He told me. Okay, so thank you very much. This is the end of session 01 of electrostatic. I was giving you the directions, what are the stops, what is our final destination, and then what do we expect that we are going to learn together. So that's why I have given you. You might think, many students might quit this as just like there's no any example has been solved. Because students, they used to rush that I want you to solve problems and whatever so that I can pass my exams. Don't worry. We are going to that. You'll get the answers of that questions, and even we are going to meet your demand in that perspective, right? So this is the end of this session, and I would like also to invite you into the next session, right? So I'd like to invite you to the next session when that I'm going to teach you the first topic of electrostatic. That's a general introductions of electrostatic. I thank God for me, for myself, who is with me and who is with you, and I thank you also for taking your time to join me, and also insist you that make sure that you review and watch this video several times. If you're parents, make sure that you tell your kids to go through this stuff and then inform them. So share these contents as well as you can to reach different students who are in this level or who are going to this level. So this is the end. So let us meet in session 02 or session 2 of electrostatic, when we are going to open the window of electrostatic, and I will invite you inside electrostatic. So I would like to welcome you inside of what? Electrostatic. This is the outer layer of electrostatic. So we are going inside of electrostatic, and that's why we call it advanced physics.